It's actually crazy to see Casper going on such a big tear after all of, the negative sentiment, all of the drama, all the, bad news. We're going to definitely talk about it. But first, I just want to say, yes, I'm going to sound a little bit nasally. For those that are unaware, I did have surgery back in October, in the beginning of November this month. I did have some complications. So now my nose is a little bit, kind of stuffed up from all the packing and stuff that they had in my nose. So I do apologize if I sound a little bit nasally. I'm going to get back to normal over the course of the next couple days, possibly even a week or so. So just bear with me. But regardless, let's talk about a few things because there is a lot to talk about when it comes to Casper. I'm going to kind of give you guys my overall outlook on Casper and really kind of talk to you guys and address what's happening. So with that being said, welcome to the channel, everyone. My name is Nick. For those that are new to the channel, hopefully by the end of this video, you did become a subscriber. So price action definitely is going to be, volatile. We're probably going to see some nice swings here. We're already starting to see that, right? We ran up to almost like, almost 2.5 cents or so. Now we're back down to like almost 1.5 cents. Last 7 days up 90%. The last 1 day, it was actually up 97%. At sometimes it was up over 130%. I saw a lot of people kind of coming at my neck over on X because I'm talking about Casper. And they think, oh, you're just jumping on the bandwagon. Guys, I've been talking about Casper for well over like almost 3 or so years now. I could talk about Casper whenever I want. This is one of those projects that I've held regardless of what happened in the market. I'm still holding on to my original bag. I haven't sold a single Casper at all. I bought at 10 cents. I bought at 15 cents. I bought all the way down to like 3 cents or so. This is a project that, I am not married to the bags, but I definitely have a strong connection to the project simply because, I have been talking about it for so long. And it is one of those projects that I do believe in, especially even now. I feel as though a lot of the big updates around the situation definitely clouded a lot of people's judgment. I think that it, also caused a lot of overreaction in the market as well. And we'll definitely address that in a minute. So let's talk a little bit about how Casper's already on major exchanges. It's already out there on some of the largest exchanges out there. And it's definitely an easy to come by project. So if I'm a new retail investor, I can easily jump into Casper. Market cap, $211 million. Supply wise, the overall, circulating supply, the tokenomics, I'm not too concerned at all around the tokenomics. I saw a lot of people talking about the inflation again. Guys, it's like 8% year over year. It's going to take like 5 to 10 years for it to even catch up to some of the, most prominent projects in the space. One thing that I have been focused on is the fact that we have been below a lot of these ICO prices. So, if we're talking about the big players that got in very early on, guys, we have the opportunity to buy around, these ICO prices. In fact, even more recently, we had the opportunity to buy Casper under 1 cent if you had the courage to buy it. Now, full transparency, I did not get to buy Casper. I did mention in the Discord that I wanted to buy $5,000 worth of Casper at about roughly 5 cents. It was 1 million Casper for, about $5,000. And I didn't get to buy it, sadly, because my price target did not get hit. It is what it is. I got front run. It is what it is, like I said. But I did outline a few things on Casper. Over on X on October 28th, I did compare Casper to Algorand. And I said, ever since the news broke about Casper Labs, separate entity from Casper Network, I have been thinking about Algorand. Because if you guys don't know, yes, Algorand also did hit all-time lows. Sentiment around Algo was basically peak bearish. And then it also had a nice run up in the market, which I will talk about. But I said all-time lows are typically met with peak bearish events combined with the largest sell volume and pressure. When looking at Casper and Algo, you can see these two events clearly. The big question is, can Casper rebound like Algo did? And what would be the driver? The answer is that it could rebound, but it needs a little bit more work than Algorand. In order for Casper to rebound, we need to see positive developments from the Casper network side, and fast. Upcoming moves that must be delivered on time are the following: Casper 2.0, DeFi on Casper, new use cases like Audra. And if you guys don't know about Audra, it's like a AI project. It's actually pretty cool. Actually going live. What I would like to see more of: community engagement, marketing campaigns, ecosystem accelerator programs, developer events like hackathons. Overall, now is the time to see if Casper is truly dead or not. If it really is a community-led network now, it does have a high probability of becoming successful again, especially with the anchors out of the way. Let's hope for smooth sailing ahead for the sake of those holding. Now, this is the chart of Algorand at that time, and this is also the chart of Casper. Now, again, this is why I outlined this. This was the all-time low area circle, or this is outlined in red. And then also on the right side, we have it going up over 279% to about roughly 32 cents or so. This is Casper outlined in red, and the 266% move would have taken it to well over a little bit of 2 cents. Now, this is why I said, even in the Discord, yeah, I do think that this is not a bad buying opportunity. I do think that this is a great trade setup. I think that it is going to rebound, and ultimately you can profit off of this. Now, I was expecting a little bit lower. 5 cents, 5.5 cents would have been great, but we missed it. But if we look at the USDT pair, okay, this was my 266% move. We missed it a little bit, but for the most part, it did have a strong rebound. Now, what I would like to see going forward on Casper before we get too far ahead of ourselves is for us to actually break over this resistance zone, which is about roughly like almost 2.5 cents. This is the July highs, but it's also reclaiming the bear market lows. We have a little bit more work to do here, but I do believe that Casper is in good hands. I saw a lot of people saying like, oh, Casper's dead. You know, the founders left. Guys, Casper Labs were not the founder. And in fact, I kind of made a joke in the Discord around Casper Labs. Basically, I said, you know, Casper Labs was that, you know, friend in quotation marks that would always come around when they needed something, but when you needed them, they were never there. Because every single time that Casper Labs made an announcement around something with a date, they completely missed it. Nothing ever happened. And it was just to hype up things. And then, of course, they sold every single major move in the market. So now that that's gone, a lot of the negative price action and a lot of the suppression around Casper, in my opinion, is gone. And also, Casper Bitcoin finally having a strong spike up. I mean, this thing is still at all-time lows, and we have a long way to go before we get to those bear market lows. In fact, right now, from our current level at the time of recording, I mean, this thing is over 300% away. So we have a lot of work to do, but let's talk about the positive things. So again, back in October, around all the, news breaking, I said, sounds good on paper, but now is the time to kick things into overdrive and start delivering. And it was in response to Michael Stour. I hope that I'm saying that name correctly, or Stour. I said, first things first, start hitting deadlines and maybe even begin ramping up marketing to onboard developers. Let's see what Casper and the Casper network can do / become in the next few months. Now, the thing that completely changed my perspective on Casper was this AMA. It was like an AMA or Spaces, and it happened on the 29th. And I even said in the Discord, it was either in the Discord or it was in a call in the Discord. I said, this space has actually changed my overall outlook on Casper, because what we found out in this Spaces, and by the way, there's a full recap if you guys do want to check it out. It's actually great to read all of these things because it provides us with a great insight on what's upcoming around Casper. What this gave us was not only Casper 2.0 news, but it also showed us a lot of the initiatives around the DeFi space. There's actually a new DeFi working group that's been created with 30 plus projects on the network. And also community engagement has been ramped up through a lot of their AMAs, their guidelines, engaging with the overall community. Guys, there's a lot happening here. And also full decentralization expected by 2025 for Casper. So there's actually a lot happening here that, in my opinion, just was not, like, none of this was even in the pipeline when Casper Labs was sitting here talking about, hey, we're going to use AI with IBM and we're going to, take over the world, and we already have all these Fortune 500 companies lined up, when in all actuality, they were doing absolutely nothing and they did not care about Casper. So now that that's gone, we actually have some positive developments here. I do expect deadlines to be hit now, especially after listening to the Spaces. I think everyone, if you hold Casper, you should go and check out the Spaces. Michael has been killing it, if I'm being honest. This new CTO, I'm telling you guys, he's pretty solid. So let's see what happens going forward. But a lot has been happening around the network. We have XP Network working with Outlaw Dogs. We now have this big bridge. This is going to be very beneficial. Outside of this, we also have Casper Live getting a big update. Also, over here from Michael, Ledger adding native support for Casper. Like I said, moves are being made here. The network continues to, ramp up. And also, talking more so about the dev activity back in the beginning of the month, guys, dev activity on Casper was up 240%. If we're comparing that to some of the other projects on this list, that's pretty crazy. Crazy to see. And this is actually very beneficial to see as well. And, I think that there's a lot more going on now around Casper than ever before. And I could confidently say that because, I have been following this project. I've been talking about this project since going all the way back to around like September, October of 2021. This is the most bullish environment for Casper that I've seen ever since 2021. And I even said over here that there's actually a lot more going on with Casper than ever before. Pretty crazy how almost overnight the community has started developing and pushing out some solid projects. Now, like I said, a lot of people have been scolding me. They've been saying, hey, you're just jumping on the train when it suits you. Or, Nick, you turned your back on Casper. Guys, I have not turned my back on Casper. I still held my Casper. I just felt bad for talking about Casper when we see, these major moves to the downside, or, we see people getting screwed over. Yeah, I'm going to feel bad. I talk about these projects. I'm, here addressing these projects almost on a daily basis. So, when I see investors, retail investors, you guys losing hard-earned money, yeah, I'm going to feel bad. Yes, I'm going to talk about the fact that, I do feel bad. It's not like I'm sitting here saying, oh, hey, people are losing money. That's great. No, I don't want to see you guys get hurt. I want to see you guys win. So obviously, yes, I'm going to have, these emotions take over and say, yeah, I do apologize, guys. I feel bad about this. But now that we're actually out of the woods, I do think that Casper is going to perform. And talking more so about a lot of these projects, yeah, these projects are now launching on Casper. Cowl Network, for an example. I think that this is going to be great. This is a Deepen-based project, and it's a brand new day, and things are really heating up. Just locked in a partnership with the amazing blockchain expert to supercharge Cowl's initiatives. This is a huge step forward. Big things are on the horizon. And if we actually look at the website, this is all powered by Casper. Unlock new possibilities for real-world applications. AI hardware access, render farms, virtual workstations, edge computing, dynamic scaling, decentralized VPN. These projects, I'm telling you guys that ever since the community took over, it feels as though we have a completely different Casper environment. And for those thinking like, oh, I'm just, jumping on the train again, guys, here's October 29th. People were asking me questions about Casper in the Discord. I said $1.33 is still a safe all-time high. And I even said it personally, I think a lot of people overreacted to Casper Labs ditching Casper. Yes, they were a big part of the, network, but they were a separate entity. And also over here, October 26th, I think once Casper begins to flood the network with some retail-driven use cases, we will be in a much better position. That's what I actually like about this recent pivot caused by Casper Labs. We are now fully focusing on retail driven by the community. Could be really good, especially if DeFi and gaming gets tapped in. And I do believe that that's exactly what's about to happen. And, whether or not the price is going to erupt overnight to 5 cents, 10 cents, 25 cents, 50 cents, I just feel as though now we are starting to see Casper really kind of shine. And I feel as though a lot of people are going to start realizing, hey, maybe Casper Labs wasn't really a big piece of the network, because it really wasn't. And I think that if you have held, Casper for a while and really kind of studied the network and understood how the network works, I think that that Casper Labs was not very beneficial, and they really didn't do anything. They were basically useless for Casper. So as we look at Casper, I put out another post and I said, actually crazy to see Casper doing the unthinkable. Up over 130% in the last 24 hours. When a lot of people think projects are dead, it usually means a very strong reversal is coming. I watched ADA do the same thing in 2020 and 2021, and I even watched Algo do a very similar thing recently. Are we about to watch Casper violently reverse, shocking those who sold into the peak negative sentiment? And it's a question. Listen, alt season isn't officially here yet. I've been very vocal about this. If we actually go back over here, Bitcoin dominance well over 59% still. We're not yet in alt season. But I do think that Casper has a much higher chance to be a very similar mover to ADA this cycle more than ever before. Because ADA was also about to get a major network upgrade back in 2020. And also, ADA was a ghost town back in 2020 until the end, when we start to see a lot of development. We start to see a lot of focus put on Casper or on ADA. And the same story can be said about Casper. So let's see what happens. I'm still holding my Casper. I haven't sold a single Casper. I think now more than ever before, I'm more bullish on Casper. I really am. Because we finally got rid of, the big weight that was holding us down. Let's see what happens. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below, though. I'd love to hear your thoughts. If you guys did enjoy this video, definitely leave a like, subscribe to notifications on for guys more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. And with that being said, guys, it's been Nick. Thanks for watching. Peace out.